You're listening to the future, straight from Smooth Kingdom itself. The Smooth Nation's taking over the world little by little, and the Smooth generation's coming. You're listening live to Smooth Corruption Radio. We your host, The Smooth. Just to make things clear, my name's not actually The Smooth, it's K Smooth, but I go by many names. And also, you can't do this live, because I found out on the cloud you can't do this live. You know, this is a special one. I was gonna start off my Smooth Corruption Radio with something, and I needed something special. And Game of Thrones Season 7 Episode 1 came out, so I said, hey, make a special on a review. And I would have used my other accounts like YouTube or Insta, but they expect you to be doing something. You make a video, they expect you to be actually doing something in the video other than just talking. And the cloud, you could just do audio.
Yeah.
So, here we go. So, if you want to look over this, Season 7, Episode 1 of Game of Thrones.
Awesome.
And if you don't watch Game of Thrones,
You better start watching, or else I'm gonna come to your doorstep. And
if you do watch Game of
I'll
Thrones,
bring a popcorn so you can watch with me.
if you do watch Game of Thrones, then this is a spoiler warning. Unless you want to get spoiled, I'll try my best to spoil it for you.
Yeah, Santa Claus spoils people.
And of course, if you don't watch Game of Thrones, then you should listen to me, because I'm gonna make it much worse than the show itself, even though the show is good. So here, we're gonna start off. This is the very first episode in the series to actually have all the clans in one episode. You got, of course, the North with Jon Snow, who was killed and came back to life. And of course, the next thing you have is the South with the new queen of the Seven Kingdoms, and she killed her kids to get into the throne. Well, she was kind of a bitch anyway. And they're calling Jon Snow the new King Joffrey, which was the most hated character on the show, which was, of course, the queen's son.
Joffrey. Who names their kid Joffrey?
Then you got, of course...
Joffrey's such an irregular name.
What do you mean, such an irregular
it's like
name?
calling Adam Adam.
Adam Adam?
Joffrey, it's Jeffrey.
Adam, Jeffrey. No,
Jeffrey.
it's Joffrey with an O.
Joffrey.
Not Jeffrey with
It's
an
like
E.
calling Bill Bile.
They calling Bill Gates and Bill Gats.
Yeah.
Bill Gaddies.
Packing guns.
Okay, so
The
let's
other guy
continue.
doesn't grow in your pancreas.
And of course, you have, this is the scene I've been waiting for since the
Bile.
beginning. And this was Queen Khaleesi. I was waiting for Queen Khaleesi to come. I knew she was gonna come. And of course, Theon Greyjoy's pack comes with the Iron Thrones, Iron Bridge, whatever it was called. And then you got one of my favorite armies of all time, the army I know is gonna win in the ending. They're gonna take over the entire place. And that is, of course, the White Walkers. On one of my streams, I accidentally called them the Ice Walkers. And they're, of course, the Ice Zombies. But, you know, it's either they're going to win or Queen Khaleesi's going to burn them because if you know the big guy that used to work with Jon Snow, he went to the library, the restricted area, and he found a book that has, of course, Dragonstone, which is the name of the episode, and it's a place they made a safe haven with powers that could destroy the White Walkers. I think the name of these powers were called the Dragonstone. And of course, you have Queen Khaleesi, which for some reason she enters the actual, there's like a secret door to a secret entrance in the Dragon Shrine, and she enters with the Lannister dwarf. And I don't know if you actually noticed this, but there was a scene in that scene at the ending of the episode where the Lannister dwarf and Queen Khaleesi walk into the room alone. And you know what happens? They look into, they're walking around, and the Lannister, he walks to the library, and then he turns around for a second, and he looks into Queen Khaleesi's eyes, and it looks like they were in love with each other. Like, literally, the Lannister dwarf and Queen Khaleesi, I'm not sure if Queen Khaleesi is actually a queen, but I know she has a bunch of kingdoms following her. His book? What do you mean, his book?
The book he wanted, she took it out. She never returned it.
I don't know what you mean.
When you go to the library, you take out books, right?
Yeah.
Why do you think he looked into her eyes?
No, they didn't see a book. It was the first time they were inside the Dragonstone. I'm not sure if it was a library. I think there were books. And they looked into each other's eyes,
You just
and
said
then
it was a library.
I never said it was a library.
Yeah, you say you went to the restricted section of
No,
the
I said the big guy went to the restricted section of the library, and he found a book on Dragonstone, and of course the Queen of Dragons, Queen Khaleesi, went to Dragonstone, which they found the safe haven.
Does she know about the angry dragon?
She knows about all the dragons. She owns all 3 dragons.
That's good.
Of course. And of course, the dwarf, he turns around, and it looks like they wanted to fuck. Like, I literally thought, because they looked into each other's eyes and they were in love. And then Queen Khaleesi goes to the front of the table and she says, let's begin. And that's how the episode ends. So I'm thinking it's either they want to begin a war against the White Walkers, a war to win the Iron Thrones, or they want to begin having sex on the table in the room. And hey, I ain't going against anything. Anything can happen on the show. George R.R. Martin just like to stretch out everything. I've been waiting for the White Walkers since season 1, episode 1, and 7 years passed by, and finally, of course, winter comes. So let's go over this. The main anticlimactic scene that really came in this episode that made me want to do this review, or whatever it is I'm doing, is the scene with Ed Sheeran. He said a week before he came on, he said, hey guys, I'm going on Game of Thrones. And of course, I don't think anyone believed him. And then the moment he goes on Game of Thrones, all the celebrities went on Twitter and they're like, hey, yo, Ed Sheeran was on Game of Thrones yesterday. I couldn't believe it. And then one person made fun of it. They're like, yo, he was singing Shape of You in the Woods, but another version of it. And if you did see, they also started off the episode with the old guy. And I'm not going to describe anything because I'm really bad at describing stuff. But this old guy, he died at the end of season 6. So when I started off season 7, I'm like, yo, how is this guy alive? Didn't he die? But then I realized, hey, man.
I thought he died, fool.
Then I realized, hey, man, Arya Stark killed him. And of course, Arya Stark is nobody but somebody, but somebody but nobody. And she's a master of disguise. And then I thought, if he's giving all these people a drink and they did something bad to the Stark family, of course, he told the girl at the front not to drink it. He didn't drink himself. So I said, that's probably Arya Stark, and she's probably poisoning them for everything they did. And of course, I was right. You might be saying, hey man, you probably watched the show and then said that stuff. But I'm like, no, yo, I actually had it in my head before it happened. Like, if you see me watch it live, then you would probably guess that. I could predict. I like predicting at the horror movies.
Yeah, kind of real good.
So also the smooth armies are coming, and we're gonna take over the world. And of course, you know, there won't be a world to go back to when we're done. The entire world, every country, will be known as the Smooth Nation. And so that's been our main stuff on Game of Thrones. And of course, we do have more to the Smooth Nation coming. We are gonna take over the world. And if you do know, we are recording this from the future, straight from the Smooth Empire and Smooth Kingdom itself. And they have found life on Mars. Not actual life itself, but the lost civilizations of it.
The game of life.
That actual game?
Yeah.
Game of life. Well, you know the movie Life. I'm not sure if they found it on Mars.
They found the game of life on Mars.
Yeah, they found a video game on Mars.
No,
you could all believe that.
It's a board game.
Still a game. So of course we found life on Mars.
Williams is in?
Which movie?
The one with the jungle and everything.
I have no idea.
Oh yeah?
Yeah. So we're gonna go and continue this. And in 2500, the Great War is starting. Smooth Nation, when we take over the world, I will of course be one of the head commanders of Smooth Nation, and I'll be one of the most powerful commanders in all of time and space. We might as well take over the universe, take over history itself. But let's go on and continue this. We do have an ending song for this. We have a rap beat taken out. We're gonna do a freestyle, and that's for now. We did if you know this is coming out late, because season 7, episode 2 of Game of Thrones is already out, that's because our first 2 recordings we did online and they both crashed and everything got deleted. They were pretty good actually, but this is our 3rd recording and I don't like quite the hype. So we're gonna go ahead and do the beat, and after that we're gonna go and finish up.
Okay, it's recording.
Yeah. Ha ha ha. Yeah. Know it now. We're waiting for it. We're waiting now. We're waiting for it. We're waiting now. Hugo Boss. We're staying now. Back again with some money and some friends. I know this is what you paying for when you be on the cent. I got 14 on my dose and 14 billion on the clay. Smooth nation taking over and we're destroying the world. I say what you say when I can say, falling like you never pay. Freestyle raps almost every fucking day. I just make these people think that they on the crowd with that money on the bounce and they going with the town. So hit me on the crowd, here they come again. I know that you're really thinking this is oversent. Hit that mixtape, drop it right now. Put the echo on, put the crowd on for the route. Put the crowd on, we're back again. Put the 14 mixtapes, all it went. Put the crowd on, we're back again. Put that 14 mixtape back again.
Oh shit! Yo, we in the building now. Everyone evacuate the premises. Cause you just met your arch nemesis. Holy shit, I smelled my armpit. If I could, it would. Maybe it smelled like a slit, like a clit with dirty fish in it. Tuna. Holy shit, I just took my harpoon. What did I just say again? Don't pretend to be my friend, cause there are no hostilities we could mend. This is one message I just present. Oh shit, I can't take that shit back. Relax, yo, take a chill pill if those exist. But existentialists say we mix sticks, hickory sticks. I canceled my Netflix subscription, but now I can see confliction. Resurrect everything from the dead, cause it's all just stored up in my head. Look up at the wall, I see a ball. This is my calling call. This is no time for lyrical stalls. Leaves fall and fall, but winter, I'm in my house, it's hindered. Give it the finger, let it linger. Maybe I'll just get
We're back again. 14 doses on the clock, crowds in the stack again. Paying like you need it now. I be on the track again. Smooth's back, Smooth Nation's back, and we're taking over the fucking world. Now, just wait for it. Just wait for it. Smooth Nation's back, and we're taking over. Just wait for it. The Smooth Nation. So, that was a track for the Smooth Nation here on Smooth Corruption Radio Live. So we're just gonna go over some last minute stuff here. If you did see the Arya Stark scene where in Game of Thrones she goes and meets Ed Sheeran, I'm not gonna lie, that was a pretty snake scene, cause she's alone in the woods and she meets Ed Sheeran's group of people. I don't really know who they were. I don't know what side they were on, but they go ahead. Well, they're on the living side, obviously. Well, she goes ahead and they offer her food and stuff, and then they ask, hey, what are you doing here in the woods alone? And she says, I'm off to kill the queen. And that's where ES and the crew, they start laughing at her. And it's pretty snake because they start laughing at her. She friendly laughs back. And that's technically how the scene ends. So you don't know what's going to happen. Are they going to help her stop the queen? Or did they just think it was a joke from the beginning? Either way, it's a possibility, right? And also, if you want more of this, Follow us here on SoundCloud at Smooth Corruption Radio. If you're not hearing this on SoundCloud, I don't know what else device you might be hearing this on unless it's downloaded. Or you may be hearing this on YouTube. If I did post it on YouTube, which is very unlikely. But there is the slight possibility that I did post this on YouTube. So if you're hearing on that, then follow us at Smooth Corruption Radio. Or check out our Twitter account at Smooth Corruption. And that's Smooth Corruption with 1 R. Smooth Corruption Radio is with 2 R's. And you may say, hey man, you're spelling it wrong. Smooth Corruption has 2 R's. Well, Twitter wouldn't let me put 2 R's. So I decided to make it with 1 R. And there's going to be lots of people that probably look at it that don't really care. And the main name is Smooth Nation, but it's at Smooth Corruption with 1 R. Unless you want to email us at smoouthnation.corruption, and that's corruption with 2 R's, at gmail.com. So that's smoouthnation.corruption with 2 R's. No, not with 2 R's, just like CORRUPTION. That how you spell it? No, I'm not doing grammar right now. Smooth Corruption with 2 R's. Or follow us on Twitter at Smooth Corruption with 1 R. Or just follow us here on the cloud at Smooth Corruption Radio. The Smooth Armies are coming. And Smooth Nation's taking over the world. So get ready, because you are going to become the next generation. The Smooth Generation. This has been your host, The Smooth. Over and out.